You are tuned in to What Up Baltimore online radio. Please note that the views and opinions expressed on this channel are of the host and not of LadyJ Media. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, What Up Baltimore TV. And if you really don't want to miss any of the shows, hit that notification bell and you'll get a message every time we come on. Now, we got it from here, so sit back, relax, and stay tuned. Everybody, welcome to What Up Baltimore. It's Dr. Lady J. This is not Alvin's fault that we started late. This is my fault. I don't know what's going on over here. My internet started acting up. So if people are trying to see it on Instagram while we're doing this, I want to see what's going on because for some reason it's not letting me upload on Instagram. But anyway, do me a favor. Please make sure that you share the video. Let people know that we are on the air, that Lady J is back. She's trying to get it together, y'all. Thank you for your condolences, your prayers, your cards, your gifts, your everything. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to get back into doing what I like to do because I think that will help me to move along in my process with this grief. So tonight, we're back on Monday nights doing our show. I'm just cleaning my desk off. We're back on Monday nights doing our show about people who have been incarcerated and they're now back at home. And so if you've never tuned into our show, the purpose of the show is, especially for our Black men and boys, young men, is to show people that it's possible to go into prison one way and come out another way. You can really come out reformed. And a lot of the work that these guys are doing is something that they're doing on their own because a lot of them don't get, we want to think that they go in and they're getting a whole bunch of help, helping them get back to where they're supposed to be. But a lot of work is done on their own. So we have a special guest tonight. And again, if you would like to be on the show, all you have to do is contact me. I'm going to put the number up. I'm also going to put this gentleman's information up in just a minute. So thank you, Alvin, for joining me tonight on the show.
So welcome.
And everybody, this is Mr. Alvin Reaves, and he was formerly incarcerated. He is now home. So how long have you been home, Alvin?
I technically came home February 7th of 23, but I went to a program which was therapeutic wellness for transitioning purpose.
Okay.
And when I was housed in the program, like that program was good, especially for like people that had drug problems or people coming home because they actually cared. It wasn't about the money. It was actually them caring about helping you get yourself together.
Right.
And
right.
I stayed there a month, and then it was like go home because I didn't have a drug problem or anything. But they helped me in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm. And so that was like a year ago, really, about a year.
A year ago.
Yeah. And so how long were you incarcerated?
I was incarcerated. I got locked up August 21st, 2002, and I came home February. Well, technically, I didn't come home until September of 23.
Okay.
But I was released from prison in February. I apologize, September of 23, but I was released from prison February the 7th of 2023.
So what's that, like 20? How many
so
years?
I did 21 years.
21 years. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. How old were you when you went in?
I was 17, 4 months away from my 18th birthday.
So you went in at 17 and did a straight 21-year sentence.
See, I went in at 17, and in the process of being in there, I only went in with 15 years.
You're saying like only 15 years, like that's like 15 days.
See, when you get caught up in the system, right? It's like, life moves fast on the outside. But
Right.
when you in there, you taking everything.
Mm-hmm.
You remember stuff people like, dang, I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so being in there, I started off with 15 years for possession with the intent to distribute marijuana, a gun, some money, and I got attempt murder. And then when I went to prison, I was angry. I'm
Mm-hmm.
still doing the same thing that I was doing in the streets. I'm hustling, still doing stuff to people. And in the midst of me being in prison, I caught attempt murder and two assaults.
Okay. Okay.
So that extended my stay, and that's why I did 21 straight. I
Wow.
never came home. Like
You never, so you left at 17 and never returned back home.
until I turned 38.
So did you, so did, were you able to graduate from high school or not?
No, I dropped out in what, the ninth grade.
Okay.
And but this the crazy thing about that. Dr. Bunny, I was going to Walbrook Junction, and Dr.
Mm-hmm.
Bunny told me if I come to Saturday school, he would graduate me.
Mm-hmm.
But when I went to prison, I was reading and writing on the third and fourth grade level.
Wow. Wow.
So the school system wasn't doing nothing but pushing us through.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went to prison, fortunately, you had some brothers in there. They was older brothers, part of Moore Science Temple Nation of Islam. They cared,
Mm-hmm.
and even though I was wilding, they still let me find my own way. They would instill seeds in me, and in time, the seeds manifested itself. But I had to find my own way.
Right. Because like I was saying when I first started the show, and y'all forgive me, I skipped all over the intro just so we could get started. But sometimes, like when people are going in, because I go to court with a lot of people, and a lot of times they'll say, well, I hope you grow up when you get in there, there'll be people in there to help you. So there's my understanding, because I've never been incarcerated, but my understanding is that when you go in, there's really no help once you get in there.
Nah, see, when I first came to prison was different.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I first came in, people was still getting raped. It wasn't no gang stuff. It was on you in your neighborhood, or you stayed in your lane.
Mm-hmm.
So you couldn't be no wolves because it was wolves going at wolves.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody couldn't hustle. Everybody couldn't have a phone. So people stayed in their lane.
Okay.
And they had programs when I first came to prison. Then they took all the programs out of prison because now it wasn't about rehabilitation, because it's a business.
Mm-hmm.
So why would I continue to educate you so when you go back out in society you could change and not come back? Then
Right.
I lose jobs, I lose money and stuff of that nature. So when they took all the programs out, the college programs and stuff like that, what we had left, the only thing we had left was to go at each other.
Right.
So if you hustling, I'm gonna rob you. If you got the latest shoes, I'm gonna take your shoes, and so on. And
Mm-hmm.
people start getting high. People, that always been a thing, but it became a bigger thing when you took everything out of the system.
Right. And what we have been fighting for on the outside, like when we go to Annapolis and we have these meetings and so forth, what we're saying is that they're just warehousing people, and the goal is not to bring you out or rehabilitate you. There is no goal. It's just for you to be in there. If you fight each other, if you kill each other, then it's oh wow. And so that's the thing that we've been fighting against on the outside, to make sure that there is some type of programming going on, because we don't want you to go in there and just get lost and don't have anything to do. But I'm so thankful, because along the way, over these years, I've met so many people who are in there, and we're going to get to what you're doing in a few minutes, but what you're doing now. But there are so many people who are in there who are helping other brothers and sisters in there to grow. Like you said, you went in on a third grade reading level. What did you do to get to the point where you've now written a book? How did you get there? Because I think that's amazing.
It all started, like I said, you had the oldest brother say, all right, this is how it started. I was hustling,
Mm-hmm.
and this is one of my friends, my best friends, his name Willie Adams, T-Man.
Mm-hmm.
I come in the cell because I get a letter from a female.
Right.
So I'm like, T-Man, he like, what's up? I said, yo, how you spell this? So he like, what? You run around here selling all these drugs and you mean to tell me you don't know how to spell this?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, every night we come in the cell, yo, we're gonna sit down and study. And that's how it started. And then you had other older brothers that was, like I said, part of the Nation of Islam, part of the
Mm-hmm.
Moore Science Temple. They took an interest in me. Regardless of what little trouble I was getting in, they were like, yo, come on. And then another brother, he's like, yo, here, I want you to read this book. Like,
Mm-hmm.
man, I don't know how to read. So it was From Niggas to God, part 1. So he sat down with me. So first I'm trying to skim it. He like, no, we not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And we read through the whole book and it sparked something in me. It was like, dang, I see the world from a different perspective now. I
Wow.
see more than what I actually knew.
Mm-hmm.
And once I start, like, I still getting in trouble. I end up approximately doing 3.5 years on lockup straight.
Wow.
When I went on lockup,
Oh, hold on. I think his sound might have gone out, y'all. Hold on just a second. This is so amazing. Um, his story and all these brothers' stories. So I can't hear you. I think your sound went out, Alvin. I think your mic is off. Mic is muted. I'm sorry.
all right, I'm back.
Okay, there you go. Yep. Yep.
All right. So once I went on lockup, like I said, I started off with probably like 6 months.
Mm.
I went on lockup for stabbing. And then being on lockup, it was like still being on a compound. So
So let me
on
ask you real quick. And hold on to that thought. When you say lockup, explain to us what lockup is. When you say you went on lockup, what is that?
segregation, where I'm in the cell by myself, they feed me through a slot in the door. In order for me to get a shower, they got to handcuff me and walk me to the shower in handcuffs. Um, I get 1 hour of recreation out the cell. That's if the COs don't have a problem with me.
Mm-hmm.
And if they do got a problem with me, there's been times they ain't feed me. They beat me. I beat them. It was a back and forth thing.
Wow. 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 That has to be hard mentally and emotionally when you come out, and we'll talk about that too. But go ahead to your story. I just wanted people to understand what that is.
So in the midst of me going on lockup, I went on lockup for stabbing.
Uh-huh.
And and like I said, lockup was like being in population still because you still had access to get to people. And at that time I had a real bad temper. So I didn't play with people. I rarely talked to people. So if you did something I didn't like, the way that I was raised, I resolved all my I resolved everything with violence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I kept getting in trouble from staff to prisoners. And I ranked up. I probably had like 7 or 8 years on lockup total,
Wow.
but I ended up doing 3 because, like I said, I got the temp murder. The temp murder that I got was a stabbing of a correctional officer.
Mm.
Um, I spit in one correctional officer's face, and then I was fighting another one, and then that's not including fighting other prisoners and stuff and stabbings and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up doing a program and they didn't want to let me off. So when they start playing games, I'm like, freak y'all, I'm gonna go back to how I was wild. But within that time on lockup, all I had time to do was work out, read, and work on my case.
Mm-hmm.
And the more I read, the more I realized that my enemy wasn't me. The more I read, I realized that my peers weren't my enemy.
Mm-hmm.
I realized the people that helped me capture, not the correctional officers, it was actually the system overall was my enemy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when my thinking started changing. That's when I started wanting to be better and do better.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people was like, yo, you're a gangster. And I'm like, I ain't no gangster no more. I don't go by my nickname no more. My name is Alvin.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to show people through my walk that I wasn't who I was because a lot of people didn't believe me because
Yeah.
all they knew was one person.
Mm. So, Alvin, you know, I have so many questions after you said that because when you say you went in at 17 and you come out in your 30s, that means that you missed a lot of your young man life stuff that young men do, and even that time of being with family, your mom. How did you cope with that? Is that where all that anger is coming from?
No, my anger stemmed from my childhood because I was physically abused
Okay.
my mother boyfriend,
Okay.
and it's in my book, Uncomposed, and I explain my whole journey and what I went through, and it shows my transformation from my childhood all the way up to my adulthood.
Mm,
And my anger, it stems from, like I said, being physically abused, and and with that, I felt insecure. I felt um I didn't feel like a person
yeah.
because as a child seeing your mother being abused and you not able to protect your mother, it made me feel like a sucker.
Mm,
So when I did go out into the world, I took how I felt from my childhood and I unleashed it on everybody else.
yeah. And that I'm so um glad that you said that because that's important for women to hear, women that have sons, because a lot of times, and I talk to women a lot, and I tell them, like, when your children, especially when your children are young and you bring another man into the house, like, you have to really make sure that the boundaries are set. You got to make sure that you're giving equal amount of time to the person you want to be with, to the children. And it's a lot. And a lot of times the children get caught up in the loop.
Yeah,
So, you had to really kind of work through this and recover in prison, which is tough, but I'm glad that you were able to make it to where you are now. And I really want to talk about what you're doing now. I wanted people to hear the backstory because the purpose of the show is to let people hear some of the stuff that you've gone through and then also see how you've progressed and what you're doing right now. So I want to go back and read some of the comments before we go into your book, because y'all, he wrote a book. I'm going to put the information up. I want you to get his book. I actually started reading it, and that's why when you said you could only read on a third grade level, and I read your book, and I'm amazed at what I read in the book. And you told me you wrote the book,
yeah,
so that's amazing. So hey Tanya, how are you doing? I see your comment. We also have Markia. When they say hi to Markia, we have is this, I think it says C Freeman. He says, my brother. Tanya says, without rehabilitation, we're doomed. And you're absolutely correct. And she also says the state of Alabama just got fined for convict leasing. They were leasing inmates to work in fast food restaurants for about a dollar. Wow, wow, wow. For about a
yeah,
dollar 35 a day. Crazy. I had also we had gotten a story last year, Alvin, of a woman who was had she was able to go out and work, but then she had to pay for herself when she came back in.
yeah,
And and I had not, I'm like, this is crazy. The stuff that they do is just really crazy. And Tanya said he wrote a book. That's amazing. Steve said, I'm really proud of him, and he's so correct. That was my biggest argument. Oh, his biggest argument was with the corrections officers. And Kay says, welcome home. Monty. Do you
yeah.
know?
Monty Fleming.
Okay, she said Monty said hi. This
Tell
is
him I said, "What's up?"
from his fiance. And then we got Alicia Queen. She said hi. We got Just Me
Peace.
Planners. Said, I'm so proud of my cousin. We have, who else is on here? Aisha Green said, go Alvin. Um, Stephen said, thanks, my brother, for coming on and sharing your experience. We got Key 88. Sorry. You overcame everything, and I'm so proud of you. Keep going. We got Aisha who said, are you going to put your book on Audible? And we got C. Freeman, who says, truly an inspiration. The first day I met him at Food Lion, he touched me. Wow. So tell us about your book. I'm going to put the information up here, y'all, so y'all can go look at his book. And I actually downloaded it on my phone.
All right, my book's still in process. I'm still trying to work out some kinks with it, so
Mm-hmm.
I can introduce it to other platforms. But um, the reason my book came about, I was on lockup, and I started writing a fiction novel, but I try to add a lot of my life in it. I said, no, I can't do this. I'm gonna go to jail. So I scratched that. I threw it away. And
Mm-hmm.
then as I started educating myself more and more, and my views and opinions and philosophy changed, because like my biggest inspirations is Malcolm X and Marcus Garvey. That's
Okay.
who I look up to. So um, I was like, dang, I was already writing poetry
Mm-hmm.
because another brother, I used to get mad and I want to do something to somebody. So he's like, why you always want to do something to somebody when you get mad? So he like, yo, vent somewhat type of way. So I started writing poetry because of him. Um, and then I'm talking to two other brothers. One brother, he write books, he write urban books, and the other brother, he ran the Nation of Islam. So they like, why you don't introduce part of your life into your poetry?
Mm-hmm.
So I sat down and started writing. This when COVID happened, I finished it in like 2 months.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
So,
And
but
tell us a little bit of what your book is about.
all right, my book is about it starts off from my childhood, and it show you where I come from. Like people don't know my grandfather owned a church. My family was Christians. My, my father, he was in the streets. My mother, she was protector, took care of us.
Mm-hmm.
Um, then she started getting high, and then it shows my journey from state to state, situations that I've been in, and it shows how I transform from a child to an angry adult. And
Mm-hmm.
then it shows my transformation from that angry adult to a conscious striving to be better adult.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Have you, as you've been going through the process of writing your book and going through, because it's really emotional trauma that you have dealt with. Have you gotten help? Are you in therapy, or how have you been dealing with it in your adult life, especially since you've been home?
Um, Everything that I dealt with, like being on lockup, I ain't gonna lie, like it's that self awakening stage. If you
Mm.
ever seen a movie Hurricane
Yep.
with
Did you know?
Denzel, he was in the cell and he was talking to himself, this split personality,
Mm.
that's real stuff right there. Like you gonna battle with your lower self and your higher self. You gonna say, yeah, I'm a gangster. No, I'm a sucker. You gonna have that moment because you trying to figure out who you are, because the way we grew up in the society we live in, you gotta create an identity.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I tell people, I was faking. The image that I created, it was fake. It was a facade, and I had to battle that image that I created in order to become who I say I am. And even being out here, I've been tested.
Mm-hmm.
Even before I came home, I still was tested. I didn't been in situations, but fortunately, I was blessed where I was able to progress and it didn't hinder me in my life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you have to find yourself,
Yeah.
and you have to ask your question. You have to ask yourself the questions that you don't want to answer.
Yeah, because that, I think, for me, like all the good work that you've done, I was just asking because I want to make sure that you have been given some tools or something to put in place to help you. Because I'm telling you, these people out here will try your last nerve. I'm telling you, they will try you. Okay, And sometimes I really have to walk away and just cut some people off, because people will take you there, and then sometimes out of jealousy, people will try to attack or do things, so they can see you go back to where you were. So I was asking because I just wanted to make sure that you found a way to deal with that.
But I'm gonna answer your question. Every tool that
Mm-hmm.
I attained through my studies.
Okay.
And you have to understand who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You have to take the knowledge that you attain and apply that to your life. Most people attain knowledge and they don't do nothing with it.
Mm-hmm.
Knowledge is not just information once you apply it. And that's what I had to do. I had to stop taking that information without processing and applying it.
Right. Right.
And then once I was able to process and apply it, because that's the process, it's knowledge, processing, and applying.
Mm-hmm.
I went through that process, and then once I started applying it, everything start looking different. Everything I start moving different.
Mm-hmm.
I start speaking different. I start looking at things different. And I, but I had to learn how to forgive.
Yeah. Yep.
But
Yeah.
because if I wasn't able to forgive, I wouldn't have been able to heal. And I'm still not fully healed. I
Mm-hmm.
just handle things differently than I used to.
Right. Right. That is so what you said. Like, first of all, let me just thank you for being so transparent and so honest about everything. Because to say that you're still in the process of healing, like, that is so real. It's not something that you get over. Things that we go through in our childhood that were traumatic, we don't just get over it. You learn how to work through it, and you learn how to get through it. And so I just want to commend you on that. For taking the steps and understanding what you need to do to get through the process. And how's your relationship with your family or your mom now?
Um, I'm gonna say this. I love my mother because my mother gave me life.
Mm-hmm.
If it's ever a moment that my mother needed me, I will be there for my mother. Because without my mother, it wouldn't be no me.
Right.
But where I'm at in my life, um, if you're not striving to be better, then I don't want you part of my life. If you
Yeah.
can't help me elevate my life, I don't want you a part of my life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So sometimes, and this is what I realized. Sometimes this is a philosophy I use. I say my life is like a doorknob. A door got a lock and a handle. I mean a knob.
Mm-hmm.
I say everybody get a turn, but only some people get that key that's meant to be there permanently.
Listen, you preaching tonight, okay?
So
You are telling the absolute truth. That's how I live my life too. Like, if and I always say, nobody's exempt. Nobody. If I feel like you're not doing anything that's going to elevate my life, or you're doing a lot of things to bring chaos and confusion to my life, I just dismiss you. I'm not going to have a conversation. We're done. So I definitely agree with you. And somebody on here was saying, what about your father?
my father, he my father he had his struggles just like my mother.
Mm-hmm.
And I love my father because he gave me a lot of knowledge. But
Mm-hmm.
what made me respect my father even more, when I went to prison, I was on lockup. And I got 7 pieces of the mail this day. And I still got all my father mail.
Mm.
And the COs normally will put the letters in backwards because the females will write stuff on the back of the letters.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this one letter he put in frontwards, and it said Alvin Reaves, Alvin Reaves, and it had a stamp on it of $20.
Mm.
So I'm like, no, this can't be right. So when I opened it up, my father wrote me a letter, and in the letter he said, Alvin, you are my son. He said, just like my parents was there for me, I'm gonna be there for you.
Wow.
And my father was getting high, and I'm like, damn. I
Mm.
say, my father He took time out his day. He took $20 that he could have used and got high with,
Mm-hmm.
and he sent it to me.
Mm-hmm.
That to me, that was like having $1,000,000 because I'm like, at his lowest moment, he still found time to think about me.
Mm-hmm. And Alvin, men, especially black men, I always want them to understand how important it is. Do you have children?
No, man.
Okay. But I always want black men to understand how important it is to be that
I
father.
apologize. Let me rephrase that.
Mm-hmm.
I do have two daughters. They're not biological mine,
Okay. Okay.
but I embrace them as they if they was.
Got you. Got you. Definitely understand. I get that. And that's wonderful too, because children need their mothers, but they definitely need their dads. Like they really need the fathers in their life. And I love that story that you're telling about your father, because that's something that you'll always remember. That's something that really touched your life, something that your dad did. And men are so important in their children's lives. And I hope everybody that's watching, I hope that you would do me a favor and share this video, because the stuff that he is saying is so real. And I'm so sorry that you had to, endure all of what you went through, because here's the thing, none of it was your fault. Like, what you went through caused you to act the way that you did. And so it's not your fault. And we just have to remember as parents that the most important gift that we've been given is to raise our children. And we only get one chance to do that. And so we got to make sure that we really tune into our children and into their needs. Now, your book is on Amazon, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So for those of you who want to get his book, you can go on Amazon. You can don't go in there yet. Wait until the show is over. As soon as the show is over, y'all go to Amazon, and let me put his book up again. He's the author of Uncomposed. Please go and get that book and read it. Also, if you have especially young men in your home, and they kind of acting up, play this video for them, please. Let them. I had a guy on before. I forgot who it was, Alvin, but the mom called me after the show, and she was so glad for the show because her son had been acting up, and she played the video for him so he could see what this guy had gone through in prison. And so when you all come on and tell your stories, just believe me, it makes a difference. People are watching and people are listening. Now, back to the book. You guys, I actually downloaded the book on my phone because I have Kindle. So if you don't want to actually get the physical book, you can order it on your phone. I haven't finished it, but the parts that I have read are excellent. And this is from somebody who said that they only had a third grade education. So Alvin, let's talk about what your future plans are now that you're out.
My future plans. Well, I'm a co-owner of Stackmore Clothing Line.
Okay.
I wear that all the time. Co-owner of a box truck.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I want to give back to the community a lot, and like I was that at risk youth, and my objective is I can't save the world, I can't save everybody, but if I can help one person, then I did my part.
Right.
And
Right.
that's why I told my story, because at the end of the day, my story can relate to everybody else's story because we went through the same thing. We
Mm,
going through the same thing.
right.
Um, I want to be more active. Like Thanksgiving and Christmas, we do events out here in Annapolis.
Okay.
Christmas and the Thanksgiving events, getting back to the community. And what made me really come back Christmas was little kid had holes in his shoes and his clothes.
Mm,
So with Thanksgiving, we took some clothes out. We wrapped them off because what I was doing was riding around just getting out the kids' clothes. And then the Thanksgiving event came up, and I took what I had left to the Thanksgiving event. And the kid, like I said, one of the kids, he had holes and clothes in the shoe. It's like what? And I'm
wow.
like, I'll be back Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And like I told people, I made a flyer try to get people to donate time, gifts or whatever. And a lot of people didn't show up, but it didn't matter to me because, like I told people, it ain't about what nobody else gonna do. It's about what I'm gonna do.
Right. Right.
And this is my biggest issue. Well, it's not an issue, but this is my biggest thing. Even if you're not a kid parent, you still can contribute to that kid life.
Mm-hmm.
You still can help guide that kid from entering a road that he really don't know about. Cause like now I'm seeing since I've been home, a lot of kids they out here, they got guns, they really not about that life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then the way the system is now, they gain you life. And once you go in the system, you're gonna be a victim.
Mm-hmm.
The system not designed to help you come in there and better yourself. The system is designed to bring you in there and keep you in there. That's why they gave you all this crazy time. Like one of the little brothers that he's my little brother, but I call him my son.
Mm-hmm.
He got a life sentence named Brandon.
Mm.
Brandon, good little kid. I ain't even gonna call him a kid, good man. But and he's serving a life sentence, and he's dying every day in there.
Mm.
Because the way that they got the system now is you got to do 25 years before they will even consider getting you parole or anything of that nature.
Right.
So what do I have to do in 25 years?
Mm.
Because you can do all the programs in a matter of a year or two, and then what's next?
Mm.
You
Wow.
have you have a lot of brothers that's still incarcerated, like Monty.
Mm-hmm.
They good dudes,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew Monty. I remember when Monty came in the system.
Oh
He
wow.
came up North Branch.
Mm.
I was in a different stage of my life at that time when he met me. But um the transformation I remember Monty used to go to church
Mm.
and then he started educating himself and he elevated himself in a different aspect, not saying church is beneath, but
Right.
his transformation started when he started
Yeah.
educating himself about life and as a whole.
Right.
So you have a lot of brothers that's in there that's deemed and worthy of having their freedom. But the
Mm-hmm.
system don't see that. Like with me, I went up for parole. It was a kid that went up for parole in front of me. They told him, "Oh yeah, we're gonna give you immediate release, but your chances of coming back to prison is high."
Mm.
So when I went up parole after him, they say, "Oh yeah, we deny you parole. You're a threat to society and the institution. Do your time, but your chances of coming back to prison is slim to none."
Wow.
So they'd rather let a child go that they know won't come back than a person that they know that's not will never come back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you know that's true because when I go to court, a lot of times the younger ones are the ones that are the repeat offenders where they keep coming back. But then the older ones, like around your age, 40, 50, one guy was like in his 60s, those are the ones that are coming out and staying out. You know, these younger ones just keep going back into that cycle. And so, but thank you so much for sharing and telling us all of this because these are the things that people need to hear. And I know you see the crime that's going on in Baltimore City with our young people. A couple of 10-year-olds over the weekend stole a car. Under 10, okay? Stole somebody's car. And then one of them was 12, the other one was 12 and had an ankle monitor on, but told the police it don't matter because ain't nothing gonna happen to us. You know, it's becoming more and more like a joke. And so these shows, I hope, will educate people and educate our young people. And I, again, pass it around, everybody. Let people see and hear from real people that have done some time on the inside. This brother went in as a kid, like you were 17. You know, that's the time you go to proms and you out hanging with your friends and that kind of stuff, and you were in prison. Wow,
Hey,
wow.
hey, Lady J, I want to say something.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in prison, I was watching town hall meeting in Baltimore City, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this what they said. I was surprised that they said it on TV. They said the way the system is designed, they look at the performance of a kid in middle school,
Mm-hmm.
starting at the 7th, 6th, and 8th grade, and that determines how many more jail cells they're gonna build in the state of
Right.
Maryland.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They letting you know they already preparing your child to go to a system.
Absolutely. It's all about the money. It's not about rehabilitation. It's about the money. And when I was in college, I had to do a study on the inner city, children, youth, and all of that. And one thing I learned even for Baltimore City, Alvin, is that by age 16, a lot of the young men already had a record. So the chances of them getting a job was slim because they had several things on their record. And so what did they do? They went to the streets,
Yeah.
and then they go into the jail, then they go into the prison. And that cycle just repeats itself. And so it's designed, as I tell people, it's not designed for you to learn and grow. It's for them to make money. And that's why they keep building more prisons. And so that's why we as a community have to do something. Y'all, I'm gonna put up it's gonna be some rules for this because y'all be going on and on and on. But I'm gonna put up a phone number. Anybody that wants to talk to Alvin, you want to say hi. We ain't got time for a sermon, okay? Just say hi, say a couple of words for a few seconds, and remember, it's other people behind you that want to make a call. So I'm about to put this number up on the screen. I want you to feel free to call in. Um, if you're rude, just know that I will cut you off. I don't have a problem cutting you off. We'll just cut you off because we're not doing that tonight. But if you have words of encouragement or you want to say hi, you might be a family, a friend you haven't seen in a while. Oh, and by the way, Alvin, as I was looking on here on the messages, and I'm going to go back to them, Delmont player, congratulations, you are home. I went to court with this brother. That brother is powerful. That courtroom
Yeah.
packed, okay? It was packed, like standing room only. I think the judge was impressed. But Delmont player had been locked up, I think, for over 25
25. That's mine.
years. And so, but everybody spoke so highly of him. And then guys who had gotten out were actually in the courtroom. The judge allowed them to speak. And he's home now. So welcome home, Delmont.
Player.
He'll be on soon. You'll be on soon. He also has books that he's written. When they say congratulations to him and give him a shout out because he did a huge book signing yesterday.
I was there. Oh, I
You
went to the first one. I went to the first one.
he showed me a picture of you because when I
Yeah.
I was telling them that I had to, and I'm getting to the point like this is becoming a fraternity because every time I tell somebody, yeah, I talked to this person, yeah, I know who he is. So it's like a brotherhood. And I wanted to ask you that too, like now that you're out and it's been over a year, do you find that not that you want to go back, but that you miss the people, the brothers that are inside because they become like family?
This is what I used to tell brothers when they was about to go home. I
Mm-hmm.
say, yo, I never miss you because I never want you to come back here.
Right.
But it's a lot of brothers that I stay in contact with that's still incarcerated. And some of
Okay.
them got triple life. Some of
Wow.
them got a life plus 190 some years.
Whew. Oh my goodness.
And I want to say this. I love these brothers because, to be honest, a lot of these brothers saved me from still being in there. It's
Mm.
been situations I was about to get into and they calmed me down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they could have kept me in there. So, and this is what I want to say. Being in prison, we need all the support that you can get.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I didn't have the support I had, because I was wilding at one time.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember my brother and my sister, Roddy and Keaton. I was talking to both of them. I was about to wild, I was about to hit another police.
Mm.
And they was like, no, yo, chill. Because the police was playing with me.
Mm-hmm.
And they was like, yo, chill, yo. They like, yo, whatever you need done to prevent you from getting in trouble, let us know and we're going to get on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, ain't nobody going to play with me.
Right. Right.
And my point is, them small little deeds changed a lot. Them small little deeds, it made like even when I didn't care, they did care. And they
Mm-hmm.
let me know that I had people that cared.
Wow.
So people need that in there because sometimes I got lost in there. I'm talking about one time I stopped hollering at everybody on the streets because I was so consumed with prison.
Mm. Wow.
And we can't forget about people in there because it's really a struggle. People lose their mind.
Mm. I'm always amazed when I hear, especially in somebody like you, Delmont, um, what's the guy's name? Gordon Pack, all these people who have spent years with no break, and you come out and you still in your right mind. Like, that's amazing to me that you're still in your right mind after doing all of that time. We got a caller for you, and people, everybody, when you call in, please make sure that you have the show turned down because it'll be a lot of feedback. So let's see who we have on here. All right, welcome to What Up Baltimore.
Hi, this is Kiera and Cole, and we just calling to let Alvin know that we love him and Kiera and the kids, and we're very much proud of him.
I
And
appreciate it.
we're going to support you. He definitely came home and made a difference. One thing, you call Alvin and he's coming. And we just love Alvin, and we just want to show our support. We love you, Alvin.
I appreciate it. I like y'all.
We're so proud of you.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. That's awesome. And was that a family member?
Yes, man.
See, family is so important. And some of these men and women don't get any visits. They don't have their family support. So it's always a blessing when you have family that's there to support you, even throughout all of the time that you've been incarcerated. Because, like you said, for us, time continues to go on. But for you, it's kind of like time stands still. I want to go back to these comments. Delmont says, this is Delmont, everybody, the one I was telling you that just got out. He said, that's family trapped behind those lines. Shout out to Frank, Lance, Philip Cook, Sean Gardner, Alan Griffin, Isaac Truss. Yeah. Sean Gardner has a life sentence. And so, Sean has been a real huge supporter of this show and making sure that, he brings people on. We got another caller. Let's see who this is. Hey, this is LadyJ. Welcome to What Up Baltimore.
Yeah, that's the brother Delmont.
Hey, Delmont.
Hey, player.
Good.
I just wanted to call in, man, salute my brother, man. Yeah, I respect you, bro. Like, I mean, it's real, man, just to see you out here, man, putting on, man, because, man, for a long time, man, we brothers really got lost back there, man. So I just want to call in, man, and really salute you, man, let you know I respect you. Much love, man, and I salute you, man, just like I salute the rest of the good men.
Absolutely.
Out there that's really doing it and haven't forgot about the men that's still trapped behind those lines, man. So I ain't gonna take
hold up.
LadyJ, it's always a pleasure. And just,
hold up, player. All y'all don't know his name, player, right? This brother, he's a phenomenal writer. I'm talking about excellent. Man, this man did 25 years straight up and down, man. Support this man. Support him.
Definitely. We're gonna have him on because we got to get his books out there too. So we definitely gonna have him on. We had Marco on here too. And we promoted Marco's book. Yeah. And good Sean. Man. Yeah, and Sean Gardner's. So we definitely gonna get Delmont on here and promote his stuff as well.
Absolutely. I appreciate y'all.
And again,
you, bro.
Congratulations on your book signing yesterday.
No, it was Saturday.
Saturday. Okay. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you so very much.
All right. And we'll be
brother.
Absolutely.
All right. Take care.
Y'all take care.
All right.
Likewise.
All right. This is the great. I love this part of when you guys come out, and people can see the things that you're doing. What's his name? Drew came out, and I was like, we were talking about Instagram, and I was like, Drew, I'm on Instagram, but I'm not really like, I'm not really on there like that, like I should be. And one day I looked at his page. I said, how you get more people than I got? Like, you know, and I'm so proud of Drew because Drew is now on in this group. It's called Black Boy Art, and they travel. He's an amazing artist, amazing. So he's been so busy, like he's been on tour. He's all over the place. And they were
He just dropped down Philly.
Yeah. So I'm so proud of y'all. I'm so happy for everything that you all are doing. We got another caller. Did I hang up on it? Let's see. Hello? Okay, caller, call back because I think you disconnected too soon. But call back if anybody wants to call in and say hi or, just give some words of encouragement. It's 443-741-6492. Now, this is live. A lot of y'all going to be watching it later on. Do not call me if Ben Cowell at 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm not on during the show, so don't call this number. Here we go. So we got another caller. Hi, this is Dr. Lady J. Welcome.
Hello, this is his evil twin.
Okay.
This is our evil twin. He called me his evil twin. Go ahead, Uncle Alvin. Don't cry.
What's up? I love you, shorty.
We love you too. And I just want to say that I've been his best friend over 10 years, and he's always been there for me, even when he was in there during his time going through what I didn't know he was going through. He always made time to be there for me. So I just want to say thank you, and I love you. And yeah,
I love you too.
Because I only got 7. I need my 3.
Oh, wow. That's so nice. Thank you. And it's great that you, as a family member, were there with him. That's really great.
Yes. Always.
That's
He's
awesome.
a great guy, and we love him.
Good. Awesome. Thanks for calling in.
Yes. You.
All right. All right, y'all. We got about 5 more minutes. If anybody wants to call in, the number is 443-741-6492. We're on here talking to Alvin Reaves. He actually has a book that's called Uncompromised. If you look,
Uncomposed.
I keep saying uncomposed. Uncompromised must be your next book.
Nah, my next book gonna be transitioning from prison to society.
Whoa, that's gonna be powerful. Y'all at the bottom scrolling at the screen, you can get his Facebook page, you can get his Instagram page, you can get his TikTok page, his YouTube page. He put up something on YouTube today. So make sure you go out and support this brother. Go to Amazon, make sure you get his book. Let me put it back up here again because I want to make sure that you get the book. And then if you want to actually let me know or send me a text or something letting me know that you got the book, what you think about it, please feel free to do that. We got another caller. Go right ahead, caller.
Auntie, how you doing? It's Tay Gross. What's up, Al?
TG.
Congratulations, bro.
Thank you, brother.
What you do? I'll talk to you later.
All right, Jay. Peace.
All right, nephew, take care.
Mm-hmm.
Tay was on my show when he came out, and I call him nephew because his aunt was sending me, okay, this is his name right here, but we call him this and this. I said, look, I'm gonna call him nephew because there was too many names to remember, so I call him nephew. But he is doing well. I'm so proud of everybody. All of your accomplishments. I'm even more happy and proud that you all don't have a problem coming on telling your story. Like back in the day, a lot of people didn't want to tell their story. They didn't want to, talk about what happened. And so it was kind of like, you really didn't know what was going on. You just hear all kind of stories and stuff in the atmosphere. But I love the fact that you all are coming on and telling us real stories of what you have gone through and the struggles you've gone through. So anything, I always have to ask this question because I'm telling you, when you go off, you're probably going to get some strange text message, not text messages, but some strange DMs because women be, as soon as the shows go, is he married? Do you have
I'm in a relationship.
Okay, can you say that again, brother? Say that again so they can
I'm in
hear.
a relationship.
Okay, there we go. I always have to ask that question because I wanted to be clear. You know, so y'all don't have to text me because when I first started doing this, I didn't ask, because I didn't think I had to. But then I would be getting all of these text messages like, "Is he married? What's his Instagram? What's this?" So now, at some point in the show, I always ask, "Are you married? Are you in a relationship?" So we can just kill all of that. All right, y'all. So now we know he's in a relationship. Congratulations on that too.
Thank you.
I'm definitely going to do a show, Alvin, though, because, and Monty always laughs when I say this, I don't really understand uh, relationships, like when people are incarcerated. I don't understand how they work because a lot of the guys that have come on the show were in relationships while they were incarcerated. Like Monty's in a relationship right now. Monty's engaged.
Right.
And I'm just like, how that work? Because it for me, being a female, like it would be a true struggle for me because I need to see you in person when I want to see you. And so it would really be a struggle. And I often wonder, I have not been able to get a female.
It's a mental thing.
Okay.
See, this what a lot in society, right?
Mm-hmm.
Society teaches us about being physical.
Right.
And it ain't always about the physical because, like I tell people now, if I'm not attracted to the mental, when the physical gone, then what's left?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
if I'm just attracted to you physically and you all that fall off,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm like, I'm moving on to the next.
Okay.
So when you in prison, we have time to think about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we can hold a conversation. We can actually get to know you. We can actually dig deep into who you is and get you to see things from a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it's about. It's about that understanding of two people without the actual physical aspect being involved. Because when you add the sex in, the sex change things.
Right. Right.
And
You keep talking because I don't know what's going on with my camera. It's sideways. Look, we started having that conversation and the camera switched.
so, and that's the thing. Like, it's about getting to know a person. And most people, they don't take time out to get to know each other. They just jump straight in. So if you ask you ask a basic question as, who are you as a person? Somebody gonna give you something superficial. They not gonna give you who they truly is in essence.
So hopefully if there's any ladies out there who want to have this conversation with me, please come on, let's talk about it because I really want to talk about that because I get what you're saying. And so but I think the part that I get lost in is when the person is in there for like 10, 15, 20, 30 years. Like, I don't know if you know Hassan. What is it, Kareem Hassan? I always call his name backwards, but anyway, he was incarcerated for like 30 something years. But his wife waited for him, and that just amazes me. But I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it. I think it's great that you all have people to come home to, but it's just something that has really been hard for me to understand how they are able to hold on that long. The woman or the man, whoever's on the outside, how they're able to hold on that long. And I understand what you're saying about the mental, but one of my love languages is physical touch, and I need to touch you at some point in time.
Yeah, on a visit.
So, let me see. We got another caller here. Hey, caller, go right ahead.
Hi. I am Damon. I am Alvin Reaves.
Hey, Dawn.
Williams, and I just want to say I am so proud of Alvin.
Oh,
This Alvin is not here, but he is a good representation of my brother. So hats off to him, and let's see what he brings to the world. Yes. Love you, Alvin.
I love you, and I appreciate it, Dawn.
Thank you so much.
Always.
That's really awesome. I love that you have this family supporting it. I don't know what the heck is going on with this family. I don't even know what happened. I'm not even sure what is going. I don't know what happened. But yeah, Alvin. So I think that that is something that I would have to. Well, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna look into it.
I think the ladies can explain it better.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that that's what I'm hoping that. Oh, there we go. I'm hoping at some point in time I'll be able to get a female on so we can have that conversation, because there's this show and I don't know. Have you ever heard of this show called Love After Lockup?
I heard of it. I never seen it though.
Love After Lockup. I don't even know why I watch it, but I like shows. And I just watch it, and a lot of these, and it's pretty much women. Every now and then you'll see a man that's on the outside, but it's pretty much the women that are waiting for the guy to come home. They wait, they set everything up. They, really have a nice place to come home to. And then as the show continues to go on, a lot of them fall out. They don't end up staying in a relationship, and that's the question that I wanted to ask you. Like, do you suggest that people, like, you were incarcerated for 21 years and then you come out and you're straight into a relationship? Like, do you recommend that, or do you think it's up to the individual?
I think it's up to the individual because it depends on the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you coming home, like sometimes being in there, you don't see the actual whole person.
Mm-hmm.
So a person can sell you a dream,
Right.
and then when you come out, just like in there, do you sell females dream,
Mm-hmm.
and then when you come out, it's a complete different person on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, like I used to tell females, all my dudes, they solid. They
Okay.
ain't playing no games.
Mm-hmm.
But you have dudes that do play games, just like you have females that play games. You have females that prey on certain dudes in prison because they get a couple of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have dudes that prey on certain females because they're gonna provide for them.
Right.
So I think it's based on the individuals. And
Yeah.
I want to say this, a lot of like us dudes, we got a lot of love in prison.
Mm-hmm.
But the females they forgot about. But these same females, they hold us down when we in there. But when we out here, we don't hold them down.
Right. Right.
These same females, they got kids and their mothers might be old and they struggling to take care of the kids or make sure the kids get to see the mothers. Or the families forgot about, not saying all families, but my point is there's a lot of females in there. They need that same love that all us dudes was getting too.
Mm-hmm.
Because they forgot about.
Monty said the same exact thing when I was talking to him. He said the same thing, that the women don't get it like the men do. I think that's because there's a shortage of men, especially black men. There's a shortage, and when at first I truly didn't understand it. I'm like, oh wow, it's really a shortage because now they're getting the guys from prison. I did not understand it, and it was kind of new to me when I first heard it. But I know I can't even count. Like, I know so many women whose partners are in prison. They're incarcerated, and they're. I'm talking about they got years to go on their sentence. They're not really getting out anytime soon, but they held them down. But I had a chance to meet Drew's wife,
Mm-hmm.
and she's so beautiful and just so, like, she's so nice. And I had a chance to talk to her privately, and she shared some stuff with me on how she did it. And so it can be done. I think, like you said, it's up to the individual, if that's something that they are really into.
I think it got to be like with me, it was about communication, it was about trust, it was
Mm-hmm.
about understanding, about being patient, considerate.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Cause I'm gonna tell you now, and this is why I don't date. I stay single, like, cause all right now, all everybody want to do is say hi and where's your bedroom at? You need my bedroom, we can go to yours. So I just stay single, but I get what you're saying because I like the communication part where, um, communication is important. Because you can be in the bed all you want to, but if you don't know how to communicate with that person, it's not going to work. And that's why a lot of people break up so quickly, because they go straight to the bedroom and there's no talking. And like you said, you don't know the person. You don't really know anything about them. So, but Alvin, it's been really good talking to you tonight. I want to go through some of these these comments real quick. We got a congratulations from Myrika. I hope I'm saying her name right. We got Cherie Rogers says hello, welcome home. Delmont said he needs his book autograph.
Will do.
Also got now these, where y'all coming from with these names? Estefania. I'm sorry if I butchered your name.
She's
Estefania.
Spanish.
Okay, Nunez. The school prison pipeline is one of the biggest setbacks for Black youth around the world. You are telling the absolute truth. The absolute truth. Is purposely done. And then Curtis Warren. Oh, Curtis. Okay.
Brother Curtis.
He was incarcerated at one point.
Yeah, Brother Curtis.
Free the real, free the rest. We want all of our brothers home. And Tay said you left your children at Patuxent. Yeah, and Delmont said only us can change the direction of us, and that is so true. Can you tell us also again before we go about your clothing line and how do we go about getting the clothes?
Clothing line is stack_more, double E on Instagram. And it's also a link on our Instagram site that'll take you to the main site. And we got short sets, we got sweatsuits, socks, hats. It's comfortable, it's affordable, because we for the people.
Okay.
The box truck is Stackmore Harlan, but it's not to move nobody household. It's business wise.
Okay.
But we trying to be more active in the community. We try and give back as much as we can. Like I said, my first book, Uncomposed, Amazon, $15. Ebook, $15. It's a lot. It's a lot of information. It's a lot that you can get from it, and especially getting to the youth, it's a lot that they can get from it, so they don't have to repeat the same cycle that we go through.
Exactly.
Especially going in the system. Like I started from group homes to juvenile detention centers to the prison system. So, like, and it ain't worth it at the end of the day because I lost a lot.
Yeah. Wow. Man, that's so sad to me. That is so sad. But I'm glad to see where you are. I know that you're still healing, and I pray that you will continue to heal and work on your healing. And I'll definitely be praying for you. And are you open to doing events and so forth? Putting products out.
I'm open. Like that's what my life consists of right now. Besides work, I try to work 16 hours a day if I can. But other than that, I'm putting myself out there. If I gotta show up to this event, I'm gonna show up. If I gotta show up to that event, I'm there. I'm only sleeping 4 hours a day anyway, so hey.
Well, let me tell you something. People don't, and I ain't putting no political stuff in here, but people don't like Donald Trump. But I used to watch him, like when he used to do the show The Apprentice. And I'm not a Donald Trump fan, but I learned a lot from watching his show. And one thing that he said is that he never slept because he knew when he went to sleep, somebody could be working on something that, he could have been working on.
Absolutely.
So what he would do, he would be up. Like he only got like 2 or 3 hours sleep because he was constantly working, building. And the other thing he said is that he always tried to do something different so nobody wouldn't copy off of him. And like I took all of that and ran with it, and it actually works because people don't know your next move, So I'm really happy for you. And listen, everybody, if you have an event coming up, okay, let's say you got some kind of event coming up and you're going to have vendors there. His information is at the bottom of the screen. So please make sure that you reach out to him. He has books, he has a business, he has the clothing line. And so reach out to him, talk to him, let him know what you got going on. There's also, I don't know if you know about the Black
Mall.
Black Mall.
I'm trying to get in that now.
Yes, definitely get in there. I've gone there. It's really, really nice. And people do support at the Black Mall. But if you guys have something going on, please invite him. Give him an opportunity to be able to share his products and put them out there. Um, you know, who's the Stack? Oh, Stackmore is the name of your company.
Yeah, Stackmore.
Okay.
Stackmore. Stack_more on Instagram. And like I said, take you right directly to the site if you hit the link.
Okay. And if you your clothes, are they unisex, like for men and women?
Unisex, yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Because I'm a sweatsuit person when I don't have to dress up, so I want to look at the sweatsuit. Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much. I think you got a lot going on, a lot of great stuff going on, and I want to say that I'm so happy for you. Thank you to, I call him nephew, Ray Moore, introduced me to you. So thank you, Ray, for introducing me to Alvin. When was that? Was it Saturday or?
That was Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, it was Saturday. And I'm like, I was talking to you. I was like, oh no, I got it. And to be honest with you, I have not done a show since probably last September. So this is the first show.
No, but I'm gonna say this. Let me cut you off. Brother MyJ first introduced me to you when the K-Weed was speaking, when I first came home.
Oh, right. That's right. I forgot to send him a text too to let you, I'm gonna send him the video to let him know you were on. But yeah, that is right. That's right. And I think my parents had gotten sick, and then I just had a recent death of my granddaughter. So I kind of had just kind of put stuff, on the back burner. But when I want to let you know that when I spoke to you on Saturday, you like put some fire under my feet when I was talking to you. And I was like, no, I got to get him on Monday. And I got to get back to doing these shows because they are so important. And it's really helping people. So I want to say thank you to you because I had been stuck for a while, and debating about if I wanted to do the shows. Because I had gotten a few threats too, to be honest, for doing the shows. Because a lot of people don't like these.
Yeah, they don't like that. Yeah.
They don't like these kind of shows. So I had gotten some threats for doing these shows, but nevertheless, we're going to keep going. But yeah, so thank you so much. You gave me that push to get this off and running. So next week, y'all, make sure that you tune in. There's a brother, his name is Leslie Vass. I'm not sure if you know him, but I have to call him because he has another interesting story, and I want to talk to him. Look for a Delmont player, y'all. You keep hearing me call his name, but you'll finally get to see him on the camera. And Alvin, I will be talking to you. You have my number.
Ma'am.
So anytime you need to call or you got some questions, or if I know of some things that's coming up, I'll send them to you and let you know.
I appreciate you.
And get your stuff out there. But yeah, everybody, thank you so much. Hey, Dr. Porter. You got Kay. Is this Key 88? She says, I love you, baby. Keep going.
I love you too.
Thank you, Tanya. She says, great show. Thanks, Alvin. Wishing you all the best. Tanya also says she's going to buy your book as soon as the show is over. All right, everybody. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming on tonight. Now, let me give y'all another reminder. Do not call me. Show is over.
Peace.
So don't call me. All right. Everybody have a good night. My name is Dr. LadyJ. We were on here with Alvin Reaves. Go get his book called Uncomposed. Make sure you check out all this information that's scrolling down at the bottom. We will see you again next Monday. Shout out to all the brothers and sisters that are still inside. We love y'all. And I'll talk to you soon. I'm out.
All right.